This will discuss the invention of the drone dock, which is now searchable in the public patent application database. The concept is that you will have a receptacle for the secure storing and receiving of drones, and it will have various electronic technologies added to it. Hopefully, you can string these along so that the limitation will be the distance from the drone to the device and not the operator. Daisy chain them so that an operator can be very remote from the drone as it's being operated. Here are some of the things that it could include. As you can see, a lot of this is stuff that's in your car or your smartphone. This is a pictorial of the components you might see. Again, web camera, wireless router, a receptacle that opens and closes securely, a GPS facility, a pedestal, tamper-proof pedestal, various heights. It can be, and it can also be mounted to a structure just like a satellite dish. And here's a list of those same components we just discussed. Now here's a stationary configuration where the components are put together. You can see the camera, the motion detector, the status lights, the circuit board, the GPS technology. This is just a concept, and the actual components and construction could vary quite dramatically. There's no reason you couldn't put this on a van, a boat, a golf cart, or anything that moves. There's no reason it has to be simply a stationary configuration. Here's another instance of a mobile configuration, and a good example would be a Coast Guard rescue operation. Say this particular Coast Guard vessel ran into marsh or swamp or other impenetrable areas. The drones could be sent out with cameras to search for individuals that could be in trouble or distress. There are various scenarios envisioned for the drone dock. As you can see, receiving, delivering of packages, structure to vehicle, vehicle to structure, vehicle to vehicle, storing, launching, recovering drones, drone-assisted search and rescue missions, and a particular of interest is perimeter security for large areas. U.S. borders, parking lots, shopping malls, marinas, construction sites, even homes, especially with the range extender option. Here's a typical vendor transaction. We'll walk through what might actually happen. There are a couple steps. The product purchase, where the person goes online or via phone and calls the vendor. And if he's a first-time person, the GPS coordinates and the drone dock authentication code will be passed on to the vendor. The vendor will pick the product from an inventory and arrange for third-party delivery. And if it's appropriate for drone delivery, the GPS coordinates, address, and individual drone dock authentication code will be programmed into the device. The customer is then notified that the impending delivery is on its way. Then the product is delivered. The vendor drone flies to the delivery location, activates the drone dock, which opens its receptacle. This could be done by the drone operator via software, or the motion sensor on the drone dock could receive a code and open the drone receptacle. Once the package is deposited, the drone dock lid closes and security is reset. After the product is delivered, an email or phone text message is sent to the purchaser that the product has been delivered. It's entirely possible the web camera image and barcode of the delivered product could be sent to the smartphone as well, or through email. And a status indicator light will indicate green if all went well. If the receptacle is full, package is too large, or a malfunction occurs, there would be a red light set on the drone dock, and similarly an email or text would be. So here's a pictorial of it. Customer requests a product. If he's a first-time customer, he sets up the information required as shown, and this could be applicable to Amazon, Google, Pizza Hut, Best Buy for small items, Office Depot, and similar big box vendors. Of course, the vendor would get the product, stage it in a drone. The drone would be programmed. The customer is notified that it's on his way, or the customer can be a resident or another business. The drone approaches with the package to the customer's location. The drone dock receptacle is open, and the three ways shown can be do that: a signal from the drone, signal from the vendor over the internet, or through the customer via smartphone app. They will all three use the authentication or PIN code of the drone dock. Picture and or video and barcode of delivery process is taken by the web camera. The drone departs after the package is delivered and the box is closed and security is reset. Afterwards, status is sent back to the vendor and to the customer to state that the package successfully delivered or that an error occurred. Similarly, you can see this is the same concept but from a vehicle. So if for some reason you don't want to fly a drone all the way to a customer's house, the drone dock could be mounted on the delivery van. In the case of a rural location or an inaccessible area, say a log cabin up a steep mountain road, the drone could actually carry the package up to the drone dock, and the operation would be similar to what we've already discussed. You could also have it go from vehicle to vehicle. There's no reason this wouldn't work as well. So you could basically tag team through various precincts or vicinities and have package could be daisy chained and eventually be delivered to the customer. It could also be used for just for routine storage and charging of drones. There's no reason it could not. They're in weatherproof locations that can house one or more drones. And typically, you would launch and recover the drones through the same facility. Here's an interesting permutation: perimeter security. Why send a border patrol out every time you think you spot possibly someone unauthorized person trying to cross the borders? You could have the motion detector set on this or IR sensors, and the drone would automatically launch upon detection of some activity, start to film with the camera, and send notification back to the operator to get involved. And the Border Patrol agent could deploy if needed. If not needed, he wouldn't have to. A much safer approach than, say, a Border Patrol agent sneaking around in the bushes with possible unauthorized people and possibly people with criminal intent. And that concludes the presentation.